being able to reflect, being able to be alone, being able to think, that's very important. Nobody disturbs me. And also reflect about life. An interesting one, but it's a funny one. If I say, some of you will believe, some of you would have other comments. Do you spend a lot of time outdoors, especially in the summer? You do garden or outdoor activities. I think this is something very important for every one of us. So I spend a lot of time outdoors, and I put a great deal of time in my allotment. So you might wonder, why do I have to go to allotments? Can't I do some gardening back at my home? It's not conducive, because when you are gardening in your backyard, you'll always get disrupted. There'll be a project that you haven't finished. You might want it to go back and sit on the computer, or maybe sometimes there's a call, or maybe somebody at home wanted your help. So this is the worst thing, is that you always wanted to go and munch something or drink something. So what I do is I set a time completely for me, get away from my desk, come into this allotment where I sit with nature, do the gardening, watering, cutting grasses or whatever it is, but also trying to reflect while I was doing. Keep in mind, this is physical work, right? Digging and trying to set up things. It's not easy. It's really demanding. Not also, I may have to squat down to work, because when you're gardening, you have to get to that level. So when you're older and your muscle mass kind of started to lose, it's a good exercise, and once you are able to kind of squat down and work, and your knees and calves, ankles really strengthen. So that's kind of the physical side. Obviously, not to forget about the breathing side of it, and breathing good oxygen in this area. You can see I'm not far from central London. It's only about 20-25 minutes from Tube. So you still have space like this. Behind me, some great deal of kind of greenery, the front as well. So that's kind of my physical side. But for my mental side, being able to reflect, being able to be alone, being able to think, that's very important. Because my previous video I talked about thinking, why thinking is more important. And this is kind of a space that I think that I could think, nobody disturbs me, and also reflect about life, how I could actually take forward and what I should be doing. The third one, it's an interesting one, but it's a funny one. If I say, some of you will believe, some of you would have other comments. Herd immunity is very important, right? So when you live in this environment, just getting in with the nature, touching the sand and the soil and the dirt, and being around with this environment and with these plants, it gives you a great deal of immunity, and it boosts your immune system. Well, you might actually agree or disagree. When I grow these plants here, all of them are organic, so I don't put any chemicals in there, any pesticide, fertilizers. All of them is to make sure that they're organic, and also home remedies most of the time. So for example, if there's black flies, I might use soap water. If there's other white flies and other kind of pest, diluted neem water. Especially for fertilizers, we use a lot of horse manure, and also composting is another important one. So as you know, at home, you can have a small compost bin and start to put all of your vegetable peels and so on. So all of that is part and parcel of kind of a life. But you might wonder, this might take a lot of time. Actually not, because all you need is, in an allotment, set it up things. It would take about a 2 full day work when during a spring, kind of late spring. And then afterward is just watering. After that, time to time, you come here and enjoy the site. You don't have to, you're not doing it commercially, you're not doing it for livelihood, you're doing it for fun, you're doing it for mental health, you're doing it for physical health. So you could actually take it easy, you could just take it one by one. And also trial and error, you learn great deal of things. I mean, I learned how resilient these plants are and how they could actually grow out of within a very short period of time. Because if you come here in December or late November, early December, everything will be just kind of completely dry and cold. no leaves, most of the plants will be gone, annuals, and the perennials will kind of shed all the leaves. But then spring comes in Feb, March, they grow back. And you can see how you can prune them, how do you have to keep them kind of healthy. This might kind of be troublesome in the beginning to learn, but once you have started, once you have the rhythm. I started this allotment about 7 years ago, just before COVID, and ups and downs. I did it, I screwed it a lot of times. Some of them kind of right, some of them didn't do well, but then you fix it, you learn every day. So I'm still learning and still putting great deal of time in there. So if you like to do gardening, if you like to get to a green space and do something like what I'm doing, get in touch with me, follow me, share this video for others, and also comment that anything that you agree or disagree what I say, right? I'll see you in another video. Thank you.